Hi, class. This is Ms. Bates. I just thought I would do a quick screencast to show you some basics about the research essay or the argument essay with sources that you're going to be turning in. So I actually pulled up a sample of one of my AP students from last year. So if you take a look, this looks like a regular essay that you've been turning in. It's got the heading here that has the student's name, which I did change for privacy reasons, my name, the class or the essay, and then the date written in the European fashion. We've got up here the last name, sample, get it? The last name of the student and the page number, and then we've got the title, okay? As you can see, each of the paragraphs is indented. Okay, the page number continues on to the next page. It goes through. This is clearly meeting that 750 or longer essay requirement. And then if you notice here, we've got our works cited page. That is a separate page, and it is the last page of the essay. So a couple of things that I wanted to show you about that. So notice we have a couple of sources here: Donald Trump on free trade, Donald Trump on immigration, Johansson, Bruce E. So that's an author's name, and then trade facts. So these are all the sources. This is 4 sources that they had to use. Notice that they are in alphabetical order by the first word. So because these come have the same word, 2 words, 3 words, you then go by the third word. So move along until you can find a word that's different. So F comes before I, so that's why this one goes first. And then it goes in alphabetical order from there. Notice it does have the word works cited up here, so I know this is my works cited page. Going back up here, so first paragraph is, of course, going to be our introduction. This is going to give us background on the topic. The topic or the essay prompt for this was during the elections of last year between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Students had to explore some of the political issues, social issues that were being debated, and they had to do research on what a particular candidate believed, and then determine if their stances made them fit to be president. So this is his introduction, and then it's going to end with whether Donald Trump should be president based on his stances on those particular issues. Okay, so in our first paragraph, okay, is going to be on illegal immigration. Notice it does have a topic sentence. Illegal immigration is a huge problem in the United States, and Donald Trump intends to fix it through several ideas. So notice the topic sentence tells me this paragraph is going to be about illegal immigration, and it's supporting the essay prompt that about whether Donald Trump should be president or not based on his ideas. Okay. We come down to our first piece of borrowed information. According to illegal immigration, an estimated 11.4 million people who entered the country illegally were living in the United States in 2012. So notice that here, illegal immigration is our source. So they have done what I call an introductory phrase that tells me this is the source, and then they have quoted the source. Notice that the period comes inside of the quotation mark. So illegal immigration is that source. If I scroll down to my works cited page, um, illegal immigration is that source. So notice whatever you put in that introductory phrase has to match up with something on the works cited, and it needs to be pretty easy to understand on the works cited. This student could have also used Johansson, and that would have been even easier to understand. So according to Bruce Johansson, which would have automatically told me this is my source. You have a couple of options, but you want to make it easy for your reader to see what's in your introductory phrase and match it up with whatever source it is. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple more. All right, so I'm looking for here. In addition, so notice that nice transition word. So this is giving additional information. Trump states that the U.S. should be is. Oh, Trump states that the U.S. should be is the only ones dumb enough, stupid enough to have the 14th Amendment. Okay, notice in parentheses Donald Trump on immigration. So this is telling me that this is the source. So instead of having that introductory phrase to start off the sentence, they've given me an in-text citation, which means parentheses, telling me where, so after the borrowed information, you put those parentheses. Even if you're going to continue the sentence with your own thoughts, you would put those parentheses after the borrowed information. And this counts for whether it's a quote or whether it's just a summary of information. You can do that in text citation. And so notice Donald Trump on immigration. I can go down to the works cited, and there is Donald Trump on immigration. Okay. Now, one little correction here is because this is the title of the article, that should also have quotes around it, but that's a little thing. All right. Looking at that, let's see. Let me find that. There it is. Donald Trump on immigration. So another thing to note, so again, just to review, you have that option of telling where a source came from in an introductory phrase and according to whoever or whatever article, or you can put it in the in-text citations as at an end. But you have to put where any information that does not come out of your head, any of that information has to be noted with either an in-text citation, this, or an introductory phrase. Okay, so next thing I want to note is how this student explains what that quote means. And that's something you need to make sure that you're doing is explaining what each of the quotes means and how that supports whatever you're talking about in that topic sentence and whatever, however that supports the claim. So he says that in addition, Trump states that the U.S. is the only dumb enough, stupid enough to have the 14th Amendment. Okay, source. He wants the 14th Amendment to be changed due to the amount of legal children being born from undocumented parents. So notice that he has now explained how this quote suits or supports his topic, okay, which was this whole paragraph is about illegal immigration. Okay, he goes on. Furthermore, Trump wants to keep illegal immigrants out because they're causing a variety of problems in society. He explicitly states that. So notice this is our introductory phrase saying he, meaning Trump, it's illegal immigrants hurting us economically. It's hurting us from every standpoint. It's causing tremendous difficulty with respect to drugs and what that does to our inner cities. Donald Trump on immigration. So again, even though it's going to be the source in a row, he has put his explanations in between, which means you have to then tell this is coming from that source again. Okay, so again, the explanation. By expressing his opinions on what immigrants are doing to the country, he paints illegal immigrants in a bad light. Okay, so notice that's really nice. He's told us what does this quote mean and how does it support this paragraph on Donald Trump's stance on illegal immigrants. Okay, and then he wraps up the paragraph. Overall, Trump hates the idea of illegal immigrants and has given statements regarding the issue to properly regulate it. So then he gives a little wrap-up sentence that tells us what this paragraph was about and how his evidence supported it. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a little basic wrap up. You can go through and pause and take a look at some of the other quotes that they use, other introductory phrases, other in-text citations, just by pausing the video and taking a look. So I'll kind of scroll through slowly. If you have any questions, please let me know. But this is kind of the basics of how it should be. All right, guys, thanks so much.